Hi guys, welcome back to Pro Podcast. I'm Leonida Owaga, and today I want to talk about motherhood. I've been a proud mom to a baby boy for about a year now, and it's been a very interesting journey. So the rest in studio, introduce yourselves, tell us if you're moms, how old are your babies, boy or girl?
My name is Jacinta. I'm a mother to one baby boy. He's almost 3. And the journey has been, let's just say the word fun. Yeah.
My name is Nelly. I'm a mother to a baby boy. I guess we're mama boys.
Yeah, mama boys.
And yeah, the journey has been interesting.
Kwanza, what does motherhood mean to you? Let's even start there. What does motherhood mean to you? Tuanze na Nelly.
Okay. For me, motherhood, when I think about motherhood, I think sacrifice. That's the word that comes to mind, because there's so much you sacrifice once you become a mother, and then you never notice that you're actually going to sacrifice all these things, and then because I mean, you just get pregnant, and then maybe you've had all these Western idea of how the journey should be from watching all these movies, and then you're like, oh, it's gonna be support. People are going to be there for you. There's going to be this whole community. Maybe your husband will be holding the baby while you shower or something. I don't know. There's this whole thing around how it should look like, and then the baby comes, and then you realize you have to sacrifice almost everything and who you are. So for me, when I think about motherhood, I think sacrifice. Yeah.
That's actually true. There is a lot to sacrifice if you're being a mom. Yeah. For me, what I think of first is responsibility. Like, you're responsible to keep this whole human being alive for so long, and they're so helpless, especially hizo mara ya kwanza. Like, they can't even turn their two heads and everything. Oh, so sweet. But a lot of responsibility. Like, they're relying on you to survive.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Actually, yeah.
Just what does it mean to you?
For me, motherhood, it means thinking on your feet. You have to be, your own, like, if people will come and give you, like, advice, you don't have to do that, do this. But then when you're in that situation, all you can do is think on your feet. So for me, motherhood is being very, like, you have to think on your, like, you have to be, like, very alert. That's what motherhood is, because there's no way someone else will come and tell me, you see, when your baby is choking, just do this. And me, I know when the baby is choking, I need to turn him over and bap him, and that's how it will work. For some other mothers, for their kid, they don't have to do that.
Yeah.
It's different. So for me, it's thinking on my feet.
Yeah. But it's very different for all kids. What can work for you might really never work for me. I hate your unsolicited motherhood advice. Anasikia baridi.
Mbalisha sweater. You leave the house and you're walking, and they're like, kwa nini huyo mtoto hajavaa socks?
Imagine.
It's my baby.
Hey.
Oh my God, anafaa kunywa uji. I'm like, no, kunywangi uji. Watoto. They should drink porridge.
Ndio. Tumbembeleze. Mbona analia sana?
Ama the reason why una maziwa ni because hujakula njahe.
I ate all the njahes for 2020. Na hakuna kitu nilitoa.
Ndio kaa hakuna tu. Man kaa hakuna tu.
Hakuna.
Hey. You've talked about sacrifice. So I find it's very difficult to find a balance between being yourself, like just living your own life and still taking care of this tiny human being. Like, how is there a way you can find a balance? Or let's even start from the things you have to sacrifice as a mom. The things you have to sacrifice as a mom. One of them is how to comfortable sleep.
Oh yeah.
Forget
it. Sleeping.
Sindio, just forget comfortable
I miss my sleep. Na mtoto wangu ana turn 3, but I still miss my
You're
sleep.
You're still not sleeping?
Bado you wake up like, akwaje? Hi, ameturn. His head towards the pillow.
Oh God. Mimi namkanga nikifikiria ameanguka every time. Umeamka in panic. Oh shit, you're looking at the floor first. But kumbe.
Yeah.
What else do you feel like you've had to sacrifice to be a mom?
For me, I feel like I had to sacrifice my body. That's for every mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some things, you know, it's
Boobs.
boobs. Oh, when you're pregnant, you feel like,
Damn.
oh my God,
My waist.
I'm this flower. I will never wake her. And then your kid comes and
Oh,
he sucks the life out of you.
It's crazy. And I thought, I have small boobs, so I'm
Ah,
safe. There's no way small boobs can be saggy. You thought?
What? Let me tell you something. They suck the life out of you, and then after maybe, you know, the first year you're like, it will go back to being perky because the milk will. And after 3 years you're like, what is this? I need another baby so that my boobs can go back.
Maybe that's why women go back to giving birth.
Yeah.
Because that's the only reason.
True. I'm saying that for a reason. Anyway, that's what I had to sacrifice, my body. But in another way, I feel like the giving birth has made my body grow in such that there are some places I didn't have meat, now I have.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want to lose that meat. And that fat, you know?
Yeah.
So it's a good thing and a bad thing. Yeah.
Kwanza yenyewe your body changes like completely. Like I grew taller, like an inch or so. Yeah.
I can't wear my heels anymore.
Imagine.
Completely. My legs are so big. My feet, sorry, not my
Right.
legs.
And especially when you're pregnant, like your face gets so fat. Like why do the faces and the nose?
The nose.
And you become a whole different person.
Right.
So if you're traveling and they look at your passport, they'll be like, you're not the same person.
Sindio.
Who are you?
And then with the hormones, you start crying because you feel offended.
Exactly.
Anyway.
And emotionally, what's changed emotionally? What do you feel like you've had to sacrifice emotionally?
I felt like I had to, you know, I can't take care of myself anymore. My emotions, I had to put them aside for a while because now I have to take care of someone else's emotions who don't understand themselves, and I also don't understand. So I had to put my emotions aside and try and figure out this little baby's emotions and understand them and try and put them in my daily routine so that I can know how to read them and everything. So for emotion-wise, I had to put mine aside for a while.
Yeah, and imagine putting them aside and the way they can be so overwhelming.
Trust.
Actually,
Like,
I
it's a
relate
lot.
with what Jess is saying because I think for me, emotionally, maybe the one thing I had to sacrifice, or rather I have sacrificed a lot, it's that emotional part because sometimes you're so overwhelmed. I mean, you're so tired. You haven't slept. You probably get 2 hours a night, yeah? And then you're running all these things because you have to make sure everything is running okay in the house because personally I have a very busy husband. So, and then sometimes you just want to just sit somewhere and then cry, like really cry.
Just
You know,
really
like you
cry.
can't cry
Because you're crying as well.
you can't do that because you want to cry because you don't even have, like, it's 10 p.m. in the night and you haven't showered. Something as simple as just showering, you know, you haven't showered, but everything else is okay. You've made sure that your baby is clean. Their diapers are changed. They are maybe if they're fed. You've cooked their food. You've cooked everyone else's food. You know, everyone is just comfortable,
But you're not.
and there's nothing you
But
can
you
do.
have to put it aside.
And you have to put that aside and think about, there's this bigger
Picture.
we are doing something big, so that's not we're not thinking about you now. You're not important. You know?
I'm feeling like
And you
that's a
cry.
very
and then you
unhealthy-
want and then you really want to cry and you can't.
You can't.
Yeah,
actually.
because I remember there's a time like my baby was sick, right? But then I didn't know at that point because he was just crying, you know, like they wake up. I think when they're sick they cry a lot. So he was just crying and crying and crying, and then I'm so frustrated, right? Because it's been 2 nights, you haven't slept, the baby's just crying. And then you just snap, you know? Like you snap. You're like, why the hell are you crying? you know? And then do you know what? Then the dad tells me, if the baby is crying, he's probably trying to communicate something to you. You need to listen. You need to that's the funny thing. He said, you need to listen to the baby. I'm like, okay. So we are both of us are parents. You do the listen. You listen to the baby. You listen to the baby and tell me. And then I just broke down, and
And you
I was
started
just crying.
crying,
I was
yeah.
like, I can't, you know. So anyway, I think some of those things you have to sacrifice.
Yeah.
Finding a balance can be so hard. So I think it's also important to just set aside some time to do things that you would do for you. Even if it's 1 day a week, your baby won't die ukimwacha peke yake na the father or the nanny for 1 day a week. So you can just do things for yourself and focus on your emotion. I think for me, that's something that's given me some balance. I really enjoy cooking. So when I cook, at least I feel calm. I feel a
How
bit...
old is your baby again?
He's 1.
Oh my God! When they get
And
to
he's
3, they'll be
everywhere.
there cooking with you. So you
Yeah.
it will be
It's not that
kind
you
of
me
a tiny
time.
kind of help, but
Yeah.
you're finding your balance. But then you're like, what is this?
You'll have to find another hobby.
Or another
Gosh.
kitchen? I don't know.
Do you think it's possible even to find a balance?
I think it's possible with a supportive community, because for me, I find that most of the time, my parents, they're like, just bring the baby. I'm like, but I don't have anything to do. You just bring the baby, and then you go do what you're doing. So when they take the baby, I find I have so much time and nothing to do with it. So I'm always
Yeah.
telling my boyfriend, let's go out. He's like, no, let's go out. My mom has taken the kid. We have to go out today.
Yeah.
So that's how I find my balance.
Yeah.
So my mom and my dad have been a very big help, because they try as much as possible. I think in a month they ask for the kid 30 times. 30 days.
Every day.
And so I'm going to say, not today. You wait for 3 more months. You just bring the baby. And then on Sunday she comes from church and she's like, you know what? I'm downstairs. Just bring the baby.
Oh.
I'm like, okay, fine. I'm tired. You
Yeah.
can take him. So for me, I think they've helped me so much to find the balance, because they are really involved in my baby's life, and they are willing to take him anytime. My mom would be busy. Like the next day she has somewhere to go, but she'll be like, you know what? I'm not going anywhere. And then when I come to find out, she went,
cancelled out.
and she went with the kid. For her, she can do
Aw.
it. She's just like, you just do what you're
Yeah.
doing. So for me, that's how I find my balance. My parents are very helpful, and also my boyfriend is very helpful when I need to do things that concern me alone. Yeah.
Support system. Having a support system is very important, especially kwanza the first few months after giving birth. But then yenyewe people are busy. People don't show up sana like the way you'd expect them to.
Yeah.
Na saa hizo you're so clueless, like umefika hapo na new baby, you don't even know what to do.
Actually, people help. Yeah, like for instance, I had my sister-in-law who used to come to the house.
And who's this sister-in-law?
Yeah, she used to come to the house and cook for me, because I just had that surgery, so she really helped. Those first few months were easier because she was around. Yeah.
Okay. Being a mom has its positives and negatives, right? So what are some of our happiest moments as a mom? Happiest moments of being a mom? For me, I think the one I can remember clearly, it's not even a big moment or anything, but just after he was born and then he was put on my tummy and he was so wiggly and warm. It was so sweet. It's a weird, sweet thing, but
Nah,
it's just,
that's
as in
yours.
it's just,
It's
yeah,
yours.
it's just a me experience. Do you guys have anything? One of your happiest moments with
My
your
happiest
baby?
moments with my baby, which is every time I walk into the house, he
Yeah.
comes and hugs me and kisses me and says, "Hi, Mama." That's the best feeling. I used to ask my mom, "How does it feel when we call you Mom?" She's like, "No, how do I tell you this? One day you'll experience it." Now I know what she meant. I know what she meant.
If my baby hasn't seen me the whole day, and then they just see me, the way they
Light up.
stop everything they were doing, they light up and
Yeah.
he runs towards you. Like
Yeah.
also, he had a funny crawling style. Like he didn't really crawl normally. He was crawling on his butt.
Yeah.
So he just butt crawls all the way to where I am, and then he just holds me and lifts himself. I find that so warming. Like I think that's the most warming thing, because like that is the time you actually look at this person and you're like, man, that's love. This person loves me. Like you can see. Yeah. So that's my best moments.
Oh.
Yeah.
Another one is when they're breastfeeding and then they're shaking your
Yes!
with your mouth. It's so sweet.
That is the best.
It's the
And then
best
they
feeling.
smile. Oh God.
And then they
maybe had
put-
this habit. He does that, and then he'll just and then smile.
Yes.
Gosh, being a
makes
mom
you
is
wonder
so
what they're
nice.
thinking. You're like, what are you thinking?
I really do wonder what they're thinking.
Yeah, maybe they're like, Mom, I'm going to poop one big one after this.
India. Can't wait.
And then they're like, oh, baby.
It's India. It's so sweet.
Definitely.
Also, my other favorite is
Yeah.
when they just come randomly. He takes my hand and then he kisses my hand and it's like, he says, mew mew, mommy. That's to mean I love you, mommy.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh my god. I melt.
It's so
I don't think
sweet.
I'll ever experience such kind of love from anyone.
It's
I
so
don't
other
think
sad
than
that
my
I've
kids.
Yeah.
That is something I don't even know how to explain.
Yeah.
They just come and tell you I love you and then you're like, what was that?
No.
That was beautiful.
That's so sweet, man. Kids are so adorable.
Yeah. I think another of the happiest moments I have around my kid is experiencing them go through milestones.
Yeah.
Like the first time he learned how to crawl, and then I'm like, he's doing something new. I'm like, oh, shoot, that's amazing. First time he learned how to stand and hold things. It's like you've also won somehow because you're bringing up a human being.
Yeah, and you're doing a good job.
And you're doing a good job because
Yeah.
they can do these things that are so hard, like swallowing food. Trust me, swallowing food for kids is so hard. So like them learning how to swallow food, like
Yeah.
food that is not breast milk.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. So those
Mashed
are
food.
some of the most amazing moments for me because I'm like, okay, I'm not doing so badly.
Guys,
Yeah.
there's one more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the first time we hear them laugh.
Oh, yes! Is this baby fever?
Well, the first time we hear their laugh.
You're like, what
God.
was that? And then you want to do everything. And
make
anything to make them laugh.
I know, yeah. Yeah.
So sweet,
Ay, ay,
man.
ay.
Yeah.
But at the same time, these really good, sweet moments come with hard ones as well.
True.
So it's a difficult one. It's a difficult one of the harder parts of being
it's
a
when
mom.
it's when
Because you
they're
can't say
sick.
worst. I don't think they're necessarily bad.
yeah, okay.
But they're just hard.
Sick.
When they're sick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, for me, let me say when they're sick, I feel bad that they are sick. And I'm also, on my side, I'm also like, I'm not going to sleep anymore. For like the next 1 week.
You just be worried every 2
Yeah,
weeks.
so I'm always like, okay, guys, you porn, please. But then at the same time, akinamurumia, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, why? Just give me this sickness.
Yeah,
I'll
if only
carry
we
it
could
through.
share, it's
I-
easier.
I
Because
would
then you
take
don't
it in a
even know
heartbeat.
exactly how they are feeling. They're just crying. Them being sick is such a hard. Seeing them in hospital, man, it's just terrible.
Yeah.
It's so terrible. Clearly, let's see.
That's a
another
big one.
hard moment.
It's a very big one. Let me see. What other hard moments have I had?
Kumbe hata si ngumu hivi.
It's hard. It's
Yeah.
just the,
When you can't
Off the
understand
top
them,
of your-
especially when they're doing, you're like, what are you saying? And then they start crying. I'm like, I don't understand you, but you have to be the, you're the adult, so you have to be there and like, okay, let's try and see what you're trying to say because it's
Yeah.
hard for you because you want to be able to do everything for your kid, and then the simplest of things as maybe anataka maji, but you
Yeah.
can't understand what they're trying to tell you.
Yeah.
So you kind of get frustrated, but at the same time, you have to be on your feet and try and see what's the next step. Okay, fine. Take my hand, take me to where you want to go. Okay, fine. Show me what you want to do. It's kind of hard not understanding your child just like that. It takes time. Yeah.
Interesting.
yeah.
See
I
what
think
you're-
I think for me, one hard thing about being a mom is realizing that you're everything to this person. And
Yeah.
everything you do kind of affects them. So you have to always check yourself, That's so hard because you stop being you, sort of. Because
Someone asked,
you know how
can
you
you be
talk?
yourself
Yeah,
after
can you be
you be
yourself?
your mom?
Yeah, exactly. It's really hard to be yourself because every time when you're talking, you have to think about what you're saying because,
Yeah.
kids are copycats.
Yeah, they
what are you
learn from
saying? What words are coming out
imitation.
of your mouth?
Yeah.
What actions? How even you talk. Usually, if you're with your partner, you'll maybe have these arguments
Yeah.
when it's just the two of you, and it's okay. It's just the two of you. But then there's this human being, and they're not so small. They actually understand what's happening. So you can even tell if you try raising your voice, they'll cry.
Yeah.
So then you have to
Yeah.
be really calm and then have like these adult arguments, like you don't want to have I just want to shout because I'm pissed. I just want to shout because I'm pissed off. But then I can't shout, so that's really hard for me because
Yeah.
I have to consciously and
Check yourself.
check myself every
Yeah.
time what I'm doing around this person, because they might just learn some things that are not nice, or maybe I don't know. So that's hard for me. Yeah, and this is like a lifetime thing because
Yeah.
I have to behave like this for the rest of my life around this person. Like I'm no longer ever going to actually just feel what I need to feel,
Yeah.
say what I need to say,
So-
because I'm in charge of someone's growth, everything. Yeah.
So you just have to be two people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I
Which is
wonder,
not a
do you
bad
think
thing.
they can tell if you are two people? Like they can see mommy's like this when she's with me, but I see how she is with other people, and this is not her. Kids are very observant.
No, I just think that habits are things you nurture. Like if you practice something continuously,
It
at some point it
becomes part
becomes
of
part
you.
of you. That's why our parents are these people, and then you wonder because maybe you saw videos of them when they were younger, or pictures,
Yeah.
and they're like, okay, who are you? Used to be this
Yeah.
person, and now I know this person who's so
Yeah.
responsible. Yeah, so no.
You kind of just have to sacrifice
Yeah.
that bit of yourself. It's difficult.
Yeah.
It is very
So
difficult.
then comes to balance. You have to balance your two people, like you with the kid and you as you. You know.
Yeah, like I remember
Yeah.
when we were younger, when our parents wanted to argue or fight,
Yeah.
they will go lock themselves in the bedroom. Like
Hey.
literally, yeah.
Which is
and
proper.
then you can
Yeah.
hear they're
Hey.
whispering like hushed tones.
Yeah.
And you know
You
they're
need to
fighting.
master how to
Yeah.
argue whispering.
I know. You just know they're fighting.
Yeah.
But then we used to go with my brothers and
Imagine
try
to
and listen,
scare.
but you can't hear anything. And then when they're with us, they're happy, they're talking. And you're
Yeah.
like, okay. We never saw them fighting in front of
Yeah.
us. Yeah, but we knew they had their hard times,
They had
but
their
we never
fights.
really knew.
You never saw it
yeah.
on your faces.
That's hard.
That's a
That's
good
really
habit.
hard. Yeah.
After me, when I was young, I used to think my parents were these boring people who were just like, go to bed, eat. And then I grew up. And
Yeah.
then I used to go for these like events, parties, and I see my parents dancing. I'm like,
Who are you?
and then now, that's why I'm telling you, you need to be two people
Yeah.
and it's okay. Like you have to be someone on your own out there, and with your kid, you're this strict parent who's trying to raise a very, a disciplined kid and everything.
Yeah.
But then don't forget yourself.
Also.
Yeah, don't forget yourself. Just know how to separate. Because me, I've seen my parents separating. Now is when I'm coming to know them, I'm like, these people are fun. They're actually very fun. They just had to raise me.
Yeah. When you become a
And I had
parent
to
and
see
you
the other
really
side.
understand your
Yeah.
parents
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
Like you give them more grace.
Yeah.
It's more of like whatever they did because they love me.
Yeah.
As opposed to, oh, mbona mamangu ananifanyanga hivyo, or
Yeah,
stuff
that's
like
true.
that. Why be a mom? Why would you choose to be a mom?
Whoa.
Mtu ametuuliza hivyo
Ati
sasa.
why be a mom?
Why be a mom?
Why be
I want to say something, but I don't.
No,
Say it.
Because I don't know. Wait, because,
Eh.
okay, for me, it's not like I was on the journey of, I want to be a mom. Let me be honest, and it has happened to so many people.
Yeah.
Mine was a, oops, baby.
Yeah.
gonna hear this.
yeah.
One day.
We were just having fun
Yeah.
like those, we were dating, it was just fun.
Yeah.
And then boom, there's a baby.
Yeah.
And trust me, I was like, oh, what is this now going to do to our relationship? And then he's like, you know what? It's okay. Let's do this. I was like, he's in. Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
And it was the best decision I ever made because
Yeah.
I found this kind of love that I cannot explain. And
Yeah.
every mom can agree
Relate.
with me,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So why be a mom? I think that is up to you. That is up to you. Yeah. For my why is different from yours.
Yeah. I think motherhood gives someone purpose. You know? I feel like there's so much in the world that is kind of pointless. But then once you have this responsibility
Yeah.
of, again, nurturing another human being, it's like your view of the world becomes so big. It's purpose.
It gives
Seriously,
you purpose.
it's purpose, and then it adults you so fast. Like you wake up and you're an adult. If you are never
Imagine.
planning, if you are never planning on being an adult, that's
when you wake up,
and I'm gonna say this,
suddenly.
that
It's a reality
shit is
check.
going
You have
on.
to grow up.
It's,
You
you just
really
have to
have
grow
to
up. You
grow up.
grow up overnight, and there's no going back. You
Yeah.
just grow up. Yeah.
But anyway, what type of mom do you feel like you are?
I feel like I will be a perfectionist because I tend to be a bit controlling. That's my personality. Like, and sometimes, again, going back to my partner jokes a lot about this. He usually tells me, no, before the baby came, he used to tell me, no, you get your baby and then do that. Because I'm so controlling, like, I want things to be this way. Maybe if the house looks like this. I feel like I would be that mother to my kids. Maybe because of even how I was brought up.
Yeah.
I was brought up in a very strict setting. Like, you have to be this way. This is what I want you to do. I have that. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it just brings up adults who are a bit very narrow and straight.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a bad thing. So I think I'm that kind of a mother. Maybe I'm working to be different, but for now, I am that kind of a mother.
For now, you're that kind of mama.
For now, I'm that kind
it
of
works
mama.
for you so
Yeah.
far. Okay. Just what type of mom are you?
We just repeat them without
So there was,
explaining.
without the explanations, there was the perfectionist,
Me
the unreliable, and then the me first. Let me see
Complete.
another one. Complete. And who's the other one?
Best friend.
Best friend, yes.
For
like you're a
me,
best friend.
yeah, actually, that's what I wanted to say. I'm a best friend kind of
Yeah.
mother,
Yeah.
not in a bad way.
Yeah.
But I know that my boyfriend is the disciplinarian. So there has to be a balance. A good cop, bad cop. I'm the good
You're
cop.
the good cop.
And he's very strict. So I
Yeah.
have to be that balance. You know,
Yeah.
again, it goes back to balance.
Yeah.
I have to be the balance between the two, you know? Because I know he gets disciplined over there. So when he comes here, I'll give him a
find a
chocolate
friend.
and tell him, don't worry.
It's okay.
But what daddy saying is right.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so sweet.
Yeah.
Imagine I don't feel like my type of motherhood is here.
What will you define it as?
I try to think I'm intentional. I try to be aware of the lessons I'm trying to instill in him.
So then that's
Perfectionist.
complete. Or
That can't be
Actually,
complete.
you can have all of them. The
Yeah.
complete.
if you're intentional, you're complete.
But it's not that I think that
Are you the
constant.
disciplinarian?
I know sijafika hapo. Namhurumia sana. I'm always like, oh, too bad, but oh yeah. Yeah.
I know you are. You're the disciplinarian.
You are the
I am the
disciplinarian.
disciplinarian.
Oh yeah, but umhurumia akilia.
Because I have this, there's the bigger fear of bringing up an adult who's just cannot live with people. Like I believe that we're bringing up
Yeah.
people who will, you're bringing up people for the world, you know? I don't want to bring up someone, yes, I'm being your friend, I'm trying to be all, you know, cuddly and stuff, and then I end up ruining you for everyone else because you're going to be someone's, because I'm a mom to a boy, going to be someone's boyfriend, husband. I want to bring up someone who will live in will live with people and people are like, oh, wow, you're brought up right.
Yeah.
So if it means sacrificing that, we're not going to be friends.
Yeah.
There are boundaries, you have to respect this. Yes, you
Yeah.
can talk to me, we are friends, but then there are boundaries, like you can't cross these. You have to know that this is wrong and this is right. I'm going to beat you up because I want to...
That's such an adult way of
Yeah,
handling it.
yeah.
Spoiled
Love it.
child.
So
Yeah.
then, because I understand that,
Yeah.
and because you've actually, while growing up, you've dated people who are like, okay, I can't stand you as a human being. And then I don't want to, my baby, if you're a girl or whatever, or a boy, to live with people and then people are like, okay, who brought you up? Like, you can't even do dishes because I was trying to be cuddly, you know?
Yeah.
So no, I'm the disciplinarian. I'm going to beat you up if I have to. Yeah.
That's real nice.
Yes.
That is really nice.
Yes.
Okay. So, we had questions. Tulikuwa tumeuliza maswali hapa. Someone asked, do we think that younger women want babies now?
What?
Do we think that younger women want babies?
We should ask KNBS that they should do a statistic. What is it? I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
No one is ready to have a baby.
Yeah, you
as
don't.
said.
You don't have to plan and
You don't
sit down
plan.
and say, okay, I'll get pregnant next. Maybe for the
Exactly.
second baby, not
Exactly.
the first
Maybe
one.
But plus, when you're 20s, maybe below 25, you really don't know what you want.
With this
Yeah.
current world, you want to enjoy life first. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe others want to enjoy, others want to have kids. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's up to you. I'm not going
Everyone
to
is
pressure anyone
different.
into
There's
having
no
a kid.
right way of answering that.
Yeah.
That's what one be. Everyone is different. Some people want kids, others don't.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's very different.
Okay, so someone has asked what a mother's biggest fear will be with their child. So for me, my biggest fear with my child is like that's meaningful. Anyway, my biggest fear with my child is something just said about motherhood. Motherhood like brings out these raw fear. It's like immediately you become a
new
mother,
level
unlocked.
a new level, and it's like you're playing this game, and then you just unlock like another
Next level.
The fear is instant because I don't even know how to describe it. Like it's
I think all the mothers watching, they're like, "Oh, I know that feeling."
I know that fear. Exactly, because it's okay. This human being, it's me, between me and them, life and no life. You know.
Yeah.
Like that's why even the thought of them choking you just
Yeah,
panic. You feel like your
yo,
whole
yo,
world.
yo,
It's like
yo,
your heart
yo.
left your chest and went I don't know where somewhere. So for me, my biggest fear with my kid is after all these caring, all these fear I've held, all these love, and then they grow up and then they just disappear. Like they just
You
leave.
don't even want to
They
say
don't even
it.
want to see me. They don't call me. They don't
You mean being a teenager? Hey,
Oh, lazima ifike.
adult. Then they just forget. They forget, and then they just forget you. They just go, maybe move, and then you never, ever, ever. You try calling. It's just a real fear. I've seen it.
Yeah,
I've seen
it
it. I've seen it,
happens.
and I'm like, this person was supposed to be your one true love, and they and they
Yeah.
just forgot about you completely. That is a real fear.
Yeah.
It's a real fear.
I think one of them for me would be them feeling like they're alone in the world and I'm here. You get? I would like ifike a point where they feel like even if they have nowhere to go, they can still come to me. I would really hate it if one, I can't even imagine it. Yani, they're just stuck somewhere and they can't even, their mom doesn't even cross your mind. Like you don't think I can go to my mom and talk to her, or I can give my mom a call and there's someone that will be there for me. I'm
Yeah.
really scared of that, yeah.
Mine would be me dying and leaving them with nobody, yani, or nothing for them to, me leaving them.
Yeah.
I don't want to die right now. I want to take care of my kid and my kids' kids, Because I feel like, why would I do that to them? Anyway, but
Yeah.
sometimes it's inevitable. So I just try and ask God to tell me what do I need to put in place just in case that happens in terms of, inheritance, in terms of me working
finances.
so that they don't have to suffer money-wise.
Yeah.
Me working hard, just trying, like for me, for one thing that God gave me was a good father to my kid. I know that if I'm not there, the father to my kid will take care of my kid. So that's one thing I'm never worried about. But there's some things you want to be there for. So my fear is me dying and leaving them in the care of someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
something.
like another woman. Sorry.
Don't
You've
even
unlocked
say
a new fear. Oh my God!
I've unlocked a new
Or maybe no.
Don't even
The other woman should be my mom. The grandmother taking care of the. Not. Let's not talk about that. Yeah.
That's a new fear.
Oh yeah. Let's not talk about it. Level 10. Hello.
Okay, someone also asked, what have you learned from motherhood that has made you appreciate your mother more?
That kids can be very annoying, but you have to keep your cool. I look at my mom and I'm like, that is one strong woman. She kept up with mine and my brother's tantrums. All those I just, there are things you just relieve and you're like, nilimfanyia hivyo. And she stuck around.
Yeah.
Wow. You too, I'm like, this one, she's very strong. She's very strong.
Yeah, I think the thing I've learned as a mom that has made me appreciate my mom is again sacrifice.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen how much you have to give up of yourself as a woman.
Yeah.
And I mean, these like career wise, you know, your time, because I mean, let's be honest, mtoto ni wa mama. So then, right? All that. And then you even sometimes lose your friends, all these things that they had to sacrifice. And now you look at it, you know, and then you used to wonder why your mom is so weird. Like, you know, like, why is she like this? Why doesn't she have a life?
She had to be self-sufficient.
Why? All these questions. I remember we used to joke and ask her, just take yourself out. You're always here, you know. But now, thinking about it, because even right now, it's so hard for me to even think, okay, I need a week, I need a vacation. Because I'm always thinking, I can't leave my baby, you know. I can't even leave my baby for a day to go and have fun. You know?
Yeah.
Now I understand. Sorry, I can't yet.
Not yet.
My baby is it's like, why? Your baby is 3 years old. Don't worry, I'm getting there. But for now, the place I am in, I can't yet. I can't yet. So thinking about that and realizing that it's so natural. It comes so naturally once you become a mother.
Yeah.
Then I understand my mom.
Yeah.
Now I understand why she did all those things. Why she was who she was.
Yeah.
She wasn't weird. She was
Yeah.
just being our mom.
Yeah. She's just being there for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think I've learned that there's so much love. There's so much love. I don't know. Me na mamangu tulivurugana when I was a teenager. I was the worst. I was really the worst. Yeah. But like being a mom now, like I understand why she did, like why she had to be strict with me, why she did everything she did. But like I know she loved me for a fact. Because there's just no way you can't love your baby.
Yeah, there's no way.
So yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
How do they substitute? Do they make it better? Do they make it?
What role do they play when in our motherhood?
Yeah.
Okay.
For you as a woman, not for the child.
Okay.
Okay, now wait. Let me think.
Yeah.
For me, as
Okay, I feel like if you really look at the situation of how men substitute to me as a woman, like my
during
man,
your motherhood.
I would think that I mean it's better than being a single mom. You need that support, you know. It might not be exactly what you pictured, you know, that whole we'll wake up at night together and we'll hold the baby.
Yeah.
You know,
You're the only one with a boob.
most of the time you hear and this is this is something that I've had in all my friends who have babies. Like the man will be like, hey, I don't have boobs. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So why am I waking up? You know? And it's not the kind of support you maybe you expected, you'll wake up together
And he'll
you'll
hold
be
you as you
breastfeeding, he'll hold you as you hold the baby, you know, all those. And again, that does not happen, please. Not. They will sleep and you will be the one to wake up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's okay. But I feel like maybe their presence, I mean, there's nothing much what can you do? But I'm telling you, the one thing for sure is it's better than doing it alone. It's always better than doing it alone. Having someone, you know? Yeah, it's always better than doing it alone. Even their presence, just them being there.
Yeah.
It's better. Yeah.
I think the presence, you know, sometimes you're the only one with a boob. You know? Hakuna venye atakuja hata ukiwa atiashikilia mpe mtoto. It's impossible. You have to be there for your kid no matter how sleepy you are.
Yeah.
But the fact that anaamka anakaa na wewe anakuambia fine. You breastfeed, acha nikae hapa. He just kukaa tu awake.
Yeah.
Ako tu hapo, you feel like
For those who wake up.
Yeah.
My husband used to wake up nikimnyonyesha yeye anambapisha.
That's so sweet.
Incredible.
Oh my God.
That's it.
Yeah, so at least aliamka but but of course pia kuna zile siku alilala tu but hiyo kulala yenyewe it's so
It gets
irritating.
very
Oh my God, unasikianga kuamsha mtu amka.
Actually,
Kwani
enjoying
nimemtengeneza
your sleep
peke
like
yangu?
exactly. Actually, that is the general feeling. You just want to hit them with a pillow. Like, wake up.
Amka. Are you not bothered?
Yeah, you know.
So interesting.
And how do they
It's
sleep through the screams
Do
of the
they
baby?
not hear the
Like,
baby
Ah,
crying?
no, mi
What's
naonanga
that?
wa ulenga.
Yeah, I
Fathers
think
in
so.
our
But actually,
comments, tell us.
I'm the one who
Yeah.
used to be, I'm a very deep sleeper.
Yeah.
Sometimes namshangwa, wait, mtoto analia.
Imagine.
So I feel like that is some kind of support. And
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
still support.
Yeah.
I couldn't have done it on my own because
Yeah.
nani angeniamsha.
Plus motherhood can get lonely, so at
Yeah.
least having that person there is
Yeah.
better. Someone to talk to.
Yeah.
Someone to talk to is really
Oh,
nice.
it's very lonely.
Extremely.
It's very lonely because everyone else gets busy with their lives.
Yeah.
And you can't because you have this small person who you can't leave. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's very lonely. Yeah.
You're just you have
Imagine
to
in the
be
middle of
there.
the night at midnight and you're there alone
Yeah.
with the world and a small crying person. And you're alone. So I feel
Someone
like
is screaming, you're trying to make them not scream, but ni kama uwaelewi, so they keep screaming.
Yeah.
You have
Yo,
to keep
you can't
trying.
go
Labda
nuts.
needs pampers, labda
But
needs
then-
something. You just keep trying.
And then
It
the funny thing is, they scream, you try and feed them, and then you always forget the basic things.
Yeah.
Ah, maybe the diaper is full.
Imagine.
And then after like 30 minutes, you're like, hi, sikuangalia diaper. It's okay. It's being a mom. Sometimes we forget.
Kwanza, we've talked about how things have changed as a mom. The memory.
Ah, yeah.
Does
Oh,
it
your
ever come
memory.
back? You've
I
been a
don't
mom
know,
3 years.
But I'm trying to take all these kind of omega-3s. Because where?
the memory never comes back.
Wow, your mind is just
your memory
crumbled.
is just like today. I forgot my email password, and I think I put all the emails I know, like I think over 20, and I still can't remember my email password.
It happens.
completely.
Could I never forget small things? Yeah,
I walk into a room and my mom tells me, you walk backwards. And then you'll remember, so I walk backwards and I'm like, amen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unaachana tu nayo. May I leave my glasses everywhere. I don't even know where they are now.
Yeah.
I've lost the keys today.
Yeah.
It's motherhood.
It's a lot. And you really just can't remember.
You
like imeenda tu
You
hivyo
can never remember what
completely.
happens. Maybe we just need to start keeping diaries.
Ama you just take omega-3s.
Does it
Has it helped?
It's an unpaid partnership. Kwa sababu yani the way you forget hata sometimes like my boyfriend would be so angry, I told you this. I'm like, you never told me this thing.
Sindio,
You
like,
never
no,
did.
that didn't
I even
happen.
get angry. Wewe uniambiangi hizi vitu, and then maybe 3 weeks later I'm like, yo, he told me but hii imeshaenda hivyo. I'm not apologizing.
No, I actually understand
Yeah.
how mothers used to be like, you have 4 kids, and then they call you someone
Yeah,
else's name,
yeah.
like, and you're like, no. It's
now you
actually the
understand.
memory thing.
Yeah. They still do it.
They still
so
do it
I
up to
honestly,
now.
it
Yeah.
doesn't get better, I guess.
Yeah, it doesn't get
Maybe
better.
it just gets worse.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows?
Anyway, still beautiful.
Right? Motherhood is very beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like they can do more though? The men? The fathers?
Yes.
Definitely. We should.
Like what?
Like, what do we feel they should do more? Personally, let me see. Okay, I think for everyone they just have a different
Yeah.
experience. Like
Yeah.
for instance, she's a very supportive.
Yeah, I feel like the father of my
Rather,
kid
he's
does
very
even the
present.
most.
Yeah.
Does the most. Sometimes I'm like, you've written
Maybe
down
more
that.
than her.
Oh, okay, let me continue watching.
No.
He does a lot.
Yeah.
He does a lot, which is very, very. I feel like the questions she asked, he substitutes to helping me in my motherhood journey.
That's really important.
Yeah. Could they do more? I don't know. I think it's about someone.
It's about
Yeah.
the
And then
individual.
again, maybe it's how you saw your father. I
Yeah.
feel like sometimes it's things that
Yeah.
you saw your father doing, and maybe if a man saw the father doing these things, then maybe it's easier for them to be those kind of fathers, right? I think so. I'm starting to think so because, again, you know, just observe, you'll notice that maybe
Kids
they
learn
just kind
from
of they
observing.
learn. So if your father used to be this kind of a father,
Yeah.
then you realize that that person is that kind of a father, and maybe it's not their fault.
But that doesn't
But
mean
can
they
it
should
be their
remain like that.
responsibility? Yeah.
I don't know.
However, if you are a
You
mom,
can't teach
you
all
have to
dogs
change.
new
New
tricks.
That is something a man came up with so that they don't have to be taught anything. You can actually do that.
They can
don't-
learn.
You
If
can learn.
If you as a mother,
Why
you
should
can
I have-
change who you are
Yes.
for your baby.
Exactly. It means I don't have to, what is it called? Compromising. You need to also compromise with yourself and change those behaviors if they can be changed for the betterment of your kid. Yeah. In terms of habits that a man should change
Or improve on.
or improve on in support to the
mom.
mothers, I feel like for me and my relationship with the father of my kid, he's doing a really good job.
Yeah.
And the things I wanted him to change, he changed. And there were very few. He's actually doing a good job in raising the son. Because I keep telling him, mtoto si wangu peke, ni wetu. And you'll be doing an injustice, behaving recklessly and selfishly, alafu itakost mtoto. So just do it for the kid. So for me, habit, maybe just the words you use, because kids pick up. I think that's one thing we both struggle with, because you know those words you say, because mtoto ataanza kuzisema kwanza in front of people. They wait until they are visitors and then they start chanting.
You didn't even know they can say it.
So I feel like Nelly,
Yeah.
if you have anything to add, you can add.
Let me see. About something. This is very general. It doesn't relate to me at all. I feel like most guys, it's like they become more. Once they get babies, it's like they feel they need to be more outdoorsy for some reason. For some reason, it's
Paternity
true.
leave.
Yeah. So like during that 2 weeks, it's not a time to bond with your baby. For them, it's like, oh, party!
Yeah.
I'm my father now. You know.
Yeah.
So I
The
feel like
announcers.
maybe just be there. Let the kids see you.
Yeah.
Let them know that my father is home or my father is here. Let them see that male
Presence.
in the family. Yeah, that's something I would say.
Okay, even to the men, you might feel like you don't have boobs, yeah, sure. But even just being there, just sit there in the room, wake up, katuna, it's very helpful, because it is very lonely. So having a partner there can help you keep your sanity kidogo. So it's very helpful. So finally, any advice to new moms or people who want to be mothers at some point?
New moms. Your someone else's pace is not your own. Kila mtu na pace yake. Usiharakishe because you've seen a celebrity figure doing this until they went and got back their body. Don't do that to yourself. Just be kind. Give yourself grace, and one day at a time.
Yeah.
You finally get there.
Yeah. And try and respect your own journey. Don't focus on other people's journey. Just respect your own. And when you do that, you learn that even after maybe a few years, when you're trying to get back to like you being yourself again, you get back to being yourself, even like it's kind of revamped. You know, it's a 2.0 maybe Mary, 2.0 Jane, because you've come with new experiences, you've grown maturely, emotionally, and all those things. So just be kind to yourself, give yourself grace, and your pace is not someone else's pace, and it's okay not to do things like other people do. It's okay to implement, like just come up with your own method, because that is what works for you and your kid. Yeah.
That's very important, honestly, because you'll get advice from everywhere. There'll be people telling you, and the things are so different. Like someone tells you do this, someone else never do that, it will harm your baby. But learn your baby. Just learn who your baby is and what works for them. It makes it easier. Just if you can silence the noise outside and just try to pay attention to this person, it makes it so much easier if you can understand your baby, so you know what works, what doesn't work. Yeah.
I think the one thing I will tell a new mom is there's this picture that is painted out there that when you become a mother, you're supposed to love your baby instantly.
Yeah.
There's all these love. And that's such a wrong notion because that's not necessarily true. There are women who experience something else.
Yeah.
And it's
And
okay.
it's okay.
It's okay to feel that this person has completely shifted your universe. You're
Yeah.
not feeling as lovey towards them the way you should. And maybe it can be postpartum depression for some people. It can just be hormonal. But some people don't feel that love, the instant love to their babies, where just want to cuddle. Some people just get angry. You're wondering, why am I so angry at this person?
Yeah.
And they are so innocent, And you don't talk about it because society doesn't necessarily...
That's not what
That's not what you're supposed to feel.
Yeah.
You're a mother. You're supposed to feel love. You're supposed to be. You're supposed to want this person.
Yeah.
But it's okay. It's okay if you're not feeling those things. It comes naturally with time. If you're those mothers who have experienced that, with time, that love comes. You have support from people. Talk about it. Don't feel embarrassed talking about those things.
Yeah.
Talk about it, and then you can get help if you need help. Yeah. So that's something I will tell new mothers.
Oh,
It's
that's
not
really good.
automatic to love your baby. It's not. Yeah.
It doesn't have to
It
be.
doesn't have to be. Yeah.
Wow, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this episode. And to all the mothers watching,
Happy Mother's Day.